Hello, we're going to be talking about leadership and power. What is power? Power is the ability of one person to influence others or exercise control over them. We're going to be talking about authority, which authority is the power vested in that particular position. Now we're going to be talking about power and how it relates to leadership. So power has its positive consequences and it has its negative consequences. Negative consequences of that can be leaders can be addicted to the power to the point where they're going to be unable to empathize with their subordinates. Leaders can get to the point to where they're so obsessed with that power that they become oblivious to their subordinates' needs. With positive consequences with power, leaders can get things done in an organization in a organized manner. Without the power, nothing would get accomplished in the organization. So we're going to be talking about the 5 sources of power. The first power I'm going to talk about is legitimate power. Legitimate power is considered an individual power. This type of power is based on the person holding that specific position. Other employees comply with this power because they accept the legitimacy of the position of that person. So this applies kind of like to managers, superintendents, people higher up in that chain of command. Second source of power we're going to talk about is reward power. So reward power is another individual power. Based on this person's level where he's at or he or she's at, others comply because they want the rewards that this power holder can offer. So again, this probably would apply to managers and people in supervising positions. They are responsible for giving raises or assigning some specific perks, like in an organization they hand out movie tickets for, helping out in another shift. So we're going to be talking about the third source of power. The third source of power is going to be coercive power, which is based on a person's ability to punish employees. Others comply with this coercive power because they fear actually the punishment from these people in these positions. This is an individual power as well, and it's held by someone who has the power pretty much to fire somebody. This can be CEOs, managers, and superintendents. The fourth source of power is going to be expert power. So expert power is based on a person's expertise, competence, or pretty much the information of a certain area. Others comply to this type of power because of the person's competence of the position. Now, this might be a person that's been in an organization or department for several years and pretty much knows the responsibilities of everything that needs to get done. People listen to the experts. They follow pretty much what has been done to get the daily responsibilities completed. So when I think about expert power, I think about, the veteran that's been doing this for several years and knows exactly what needs to get done. The fifth power is going to be referent power. So referent power is based on the person's attractiveness to and the friendship that he or she may have with others. Now, others comply because they respect the person and they like the power holder, pretty much. So now we're going to be talking about the relationship between influence and power. So power and influence, they're interchangeable. Influence is the power to affect or sway the course of an action. And influence specifically kind of refers to the changing of a course or the opinion of a person. For example, let's say debate from 2 presidential candidates. They have the ability to change someone's mind or opinion about a candidate or about a policy that they want to put in place. Motivational speakers have influence on people maybe it might be to influence them on how to be positive every day, or how to eat specific portions, or even just being positive. Motivational speakers have that influence. The last thing we're going to talk about is the relationship between leaders and staff. Leaders and staff are both affected by influence and power. They're just on opposite sides of the field. It might be the leaders are over here and the staff's over here. It's usually they're on opposite sides of that playing field. Leaders can attempt to use their influence and power over their staff. They use it for the purpose of motivating their employees to get their jobs done and their responsibilities fulfilled each day. There can be other reasons. I mean, when I think about my position, the leaders want me to feel empowered, to wanting me to be encouraged to come into work and to support their ideas and support pretty much the way they pretty much do their everyday responsibilities. When it comes to process and procedures, influence and power, they're necessary for them to get done, to be effective. And it also plays a good, role when it comes to modeling good behavior and respect those above, your chain of command. Power and influence can be very positive and can be beneficial to the workplace. So on the other hand, it can be abused as well. I mean, somebody that's just, barely started in the position of leadership can pretty much lose the respect just by being obsessed by the leadership.